Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about being okay with what you want and sticking to it. Know your boundaries and stick with it. Don't let nobody try to talk you out of what you really don't want. Because yesterday, it was this guy I met from the gym a while back. And I guess he called himself trying to talk to me or whatever. So, I was cool. I was cordial. We exchanged numbers and everything like that. But over time, I peeped, like his personality, it wasn't a good fit for me. So long story short, we would see each other in the gym. But after me communicating that, I don't think this is going to go nowhere, I kind of broke it off. And so we would see each other every once in a blue moon at the gym. He'll speak or I'll speak and we'll go about our way. So yesterday, I don't know what changed, but nothing changed in my mind. Like, I was still sticking to, what I wanted and what I didn't want. So long story short, he comes and he sees me working out and, he draw up a conversation and I'm like, okay, cool. That's no problem. We talking, rapping, woo, woo. And then he called himself trying to show me some workouts and I'm like, okay. So anyway, we get to talk about fitness and just having a little casual conversation, in the middle of the gym, which normally don't happen now that I stopped talking to him. But yesterday, I guess he felt, like talking. So we started talking about fitness and eating. And when we first was talking or whatever, he had mentioned this Jamaican spot that he wanted me to try. So he brought it up today. I mean, not today. He brought it up yesterday at the gym when we was talking. And so he was like, so what you about to eat? And I'm like, me and my joking self, I'm like, whatever you about to buy, whatever. Because we talked about protein. We talked about other stuff, other foods and stuff like that. And so he was like, oh, word. So he was like, all right, well, we can go ahead and get, that Jamaican food. So I'm like, all right, bet. Like, I ain't about to turn down no free food. And so we went there. We got the food. We started rapping in the car, whatever. Like I said, everything for me is platonic. It's cool. It's chill. I'm thinking we still on the same page. Like, this ain't going nowhere, but we can be cordial. We can be cool. And so that's, in my mind, that's how I perceived it. And so, we talking in the car and he telling me like what type of woman he want and everything like this. And I've been knew about his whole situation because he once was married and he has 3 kids and they're pretty young. And I'm just like, I don't really want that. Like, in the back of my head, I'm like, when I first met him, I was like, you cool, but I don't know if I'm, I don't know if I'm built for that whole dealing with you and your 3 kids and your ex-wife and all that comes with that. So, because I had cut it off really early, it was nothing for me to like even bring up his kids anymore because I already knew I didn't want to pursue this relationship. So, after all that, he ended up, I had texted him and I was just like, the food wasn't, I told him the food wasn't all that because I had better, but I also thanked him because he didn't have to do it. So I was like, I appreciate you, getting me the food and everything. And so he was like, oh, I was just about to text you, woo, woo. So he asked me, can he FaceTime me? I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Again, still not thinking nothing like, oh, he's trying to talk to me again. So we FaceTime, and again, all of the signs that I seen at the very beginning, like how he just over talks people. He's very loud. He used a lot of curse words, and I'm the type of person, I don't curse, so I can't even like explain it, but that's that feeling that I get when a person is constantly cursing. Like, you don't have no other vocabulary to say besides a cuss word. Like, every 5 minutes, every 2 seconds, like, you saying a curse word. And it's just like, I don't be trying to change nobody, but like, that's toxic for me. I can't have that in my life. And it's like, he kept doing that and yelling because he's watching the game. And I'm like, I'm right here. Like, and you're like being super loud for no reason. So I'm trying to express myself and talk and tell him what I don't want, because he asked me like, what do I want in a relationship, a potential relationship. And he just kept on saying, I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. But it's like, are you really hearing me? Because every time I go to talk, you're either stopping me to talk or you're over talking me. And I'm just like, see, this, that, all them red flags that I seen from the very beginning that I wasn't cool with. And that's why I cut it off. So, you know, he just goes on to say how, wow, first of all, he keeps reiterating the fact that he gets it and he understands it, but at the same time, he like, wow, I can't believe you like not even trying to pursue a relationship or whatever for the fact that I got kids. He's like, I can't change that. And I'm like, I know you can't change that. I mean, it's going to be somebody out there that's going to be okay with that. It's somebody that might have kids too and okay with a blended family. Or even if she don't have kids, she might be okay with, you know, knowing that you have kids and being okay with being a potential stepmom. But I'm like, that's not what I want. That's not what I want for my life. And the fact that your personality sucks, like, it's one thing for you to be, like, God, you done did one with this one. Like, I mean, personality, looks, giving heart, you know, just a man of God, just, you know, mind-blowing type, and you happen to have a child, I might, you know, could negotiate with that. I could think about a possibility of pursuing a relationship, but that's a hard might, because I still, you know, at the end of the day, I want to be real and I want to be honest with myself. And I look back over the years when I was younger and how, you know, I would just do stuff for the sake of doing it, or I'll do it to please other people, and I end up being miserable at the end of the day. And that's not what I want. You know, I want what I want. And you know, I'm realistic about it, because I ain't like, oh, he gotta be tall and he gotta have dreads and he gotta, you know, I'm not being, you know, that, you know, I'm not being like, oh my God, that specific or whatever. But far as like personality wise, no kids, like, those are the things I'm not willing to negotiate. So you either take it or leave it. And you know, he fell away, but I just had to be honest, and I had to be real with him and let him know, like, this ain't gonna fly for me. Because say I pursued the relationship, right? I entertained him, and you know, we started talking, I started liking him, he started liking me, we started falling in love. But then like reality hits, and it's like, oh dang, like we can't make these moves that we really want to make because you have kids. And then what about your wife and that whole situation? It's like, I don't even want to set myself up, you know, for the okie doke to be disappointed at the end of the day. And yes, there is exceptions to every rule, but I don't even want to put myself in that situation. I feel like I deserve better, so why would I settle for anything less? Like, God wants to give me the best. So if God wants to give me the best, why would I be okay with settling for mediocre? Like, nah, that's not where it is. So if that means I have to wait, then I just have to wait. I have to be patient and, you know, just work on me in the meantime. But nah, I had to break it down to him and really like drive it home. And it's like, oh, me, you know, I'll feel guilty and I'll feel sorry, and I'll just be like, all right, I'm just gonna do it or whatever. And then I'm mad, I resent you, I'm miserable. Now I got all these other issues besides the issues that I already had coming into the situation. And it's like, why even set myself up? Like, it just don't make sense. So he's not the only one. You know, he's not the only one who has kids, who try to pursue me. And I just had to let them know, like, you're a nice person. However, that's not what I can do. You know, I'm not on that page. I don't have that ability to accept this and know that I'm going to be happy at the end of the day. So yeah, the moral of the story is be honest with yourself, be honest with others, and don't negotiate with your standards. Your standards is something that was embedded in you. It's something that you know that you are not willing to negotiate. It's something that you know that this is who you are, this is what you stand for, and if you do anything outside of that, you're just going to be heartbroken, you're just going to be miserable, you're just going to be playing yourself. So be honest with what you want and stick to it. And if that means you have to wait, then you just have to wait. And you know, I'm starting to realize that, because the older I get, I do want companionship, and I do want love, and I do want my own family and all this stuff like that. But I also know that there are going to be times where I feel weak, and I, you know, not desperate, but I feel weak. And it's like, dang, well, he is showing me some attention. You know, I might as well just talk to him, thinking that he's the last person on the world when he's not. And who knows, like, had you just waited a little longer, God will really have blessed you what you needed, who you needed, and not what you wanted, or not who just came to you at the time and you just went along with it. So that's all I'm going to leave with you today. Just to be honest with yourself. Do not negotiate your standards with anything, with anybody. If they're not okay with it, if they don't agree with it, that's fine. We all different, and we're not going to see things the way other people see it. But that's who you are, and those are your standards. And God will bless you, you know, with what you want, because he said he will give you the desires of your heart. So he want to give you the best. So if you have to wait for the best, then wait for the best. Do not settle, period.